Welcome back to the show. You want to take this or you want me to take it?
We have a candidate for mayor. We have Jeff Crockett with us, and we're glad to have you on the show today. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You betcha. You know, before we go any further, if you're in the media and you invite one, you have to invite the other. So we invited Wayne Cohn, and he had an out-of-town engagement, and we couldn't get him on here. So it's not that we're trying to play favors with you, Jeff, and you understand that. But we did want to make sure that we got the word out that not only if you voted once, you have to vote again because there's some closeness there.
Yes.
I mean, there's some
for the
numbers
mayor's
really
race
close.
and 2 alderman's races, there's runoff elections. If you don't receive over one vote over 50%, you don't win the election.
Yeah, but if there was 2, I think if there was just 2 running, it would have been done with.
Somebody's going to get over 50% if there's just 2
Mm-hmm.
running. So yeah.
Right.
So what's the focus now with this last week of? Are you campaigning or
Campaigning, calling, Facebooking, ads, trying to get people out to vote. Just trying to remind them that it's important. They've got to get out and vote again. There's 3 races that are pretty important. Like I said, Harrison's mayor and 2 aldermen. I think there's also a Diamond City mayor race.
Yeah,
and
but mostly it's a city race right now.
Yes.
Now, for you, you've got your band of supporters, and then Pat Moles was eliminated.
Yes.
So I guess you're trying to appeal to those people.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And hopefully getting my supporters back out to vote, which is tough in a runoff.
Right.
They don't have as much motivation as they did in the last election.
Yeah.
And then also trying to sway some of Pat's supporters over to my side. And I'm sure Wayne's trying to do the same for his side.
Sure. And I've been to 2 or 3 events in the last week or 2, and you and Wayne have been in both of those. And I guess you're pretty good friends. I guess you talk.
Yeah. I've got respect for him. I've dealt with him over the years in city council, and I don't have a problem with Wayne at all.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Good.
So, okay, how are you, if there's some that are on the fence, what would you say to help sway them?
To help sway them, I've been in business forever, got a lot of business background. I think I'd run the city from a business perspective and try to keep tight controls on spending. Try to entice new businesses to come into town to where we could generate additional tax revenue and additional employment and jobs. Just, you know, I'll look at things from a business perspective and not from a political or favoritism perspective. Not, you know, I expect department heads and city employees to do their job. You know, I expect all the department heads to stay, but you never know. They might not want to.
You want them to stay?
Well, you want
they
them
got
to
the experience.
Yeah, but they might not want to work under my direction or you know
Which is always their choice.
That's right. That's right.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
Now, you had mentioned Monday started early voting, and how many did you say shoot?
They had 725 total vote. 50 of them were out in the counties. 675 were in the city. So that was a great turnout for the first day of early voting. In the 2006 mayoral runoff, they only had 1,160 early vote in the total of 5 days of early voting. So
is that a record, or do you know if that's a record on that?
I'm sure it is for early voting in a runoff. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
And then the polls will be open on Tuesday.
From 7:30 to 7:30. In Harrison, it'll only be at First United Methodist Church at the end of Bauer.
And I know for the first race, people were offered rides. If they need a ride, I mean, that's always an option too.
Yes.
But,
very few people ever call. You usually have a family member take them or something. But once in a while, you get somebody call and say, "Hey, I need a ride," and we'll go pick them up and take them.
Because we don't want those people to be isolated. So.
You bet. You bet.
I asked you last night. I saw you at Business After Hours, and I said, "I bet you're tired."
It's been a long year. It's been a long year. I started earlier than most of the candidates.
There's no time to just relax, is there?
No, there's not. You're going all the time. So.
And you had two agendas going on there at once.
Yes.
And the one passed.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I feel great. The council meeting Monday night, they had announced that they'd already put $200,000 into the budget for tax income this year from it, and they expected it to start late because by the time they get the licenses issued, they'll miss probably a third of the year. And Gerald said at the end of the meeting, they asked him how much he expected for a full year, and he said over $300,000. So that'll be a shot in the arm for the city, and because of that, the city employees got a 2% raise.
Wow, that's good.
Which is the first time in a couple of years they've gotten a raise. So,
have you got any? If elected, do you have any things that you want to implement immediately, or do you just want to sit back and
No,
kind of evaluate things?
We want to get some spending controls in place. We want to see some of the infrastructure money go to the more needed infrastructure projects. They've got some areas in the city with some brown water, which for a person paying a water bill is really aggravating.
Right.
When you go to wash a load of clothes and your whites come out all rusty, they're not happy with that, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Those kind of projects we'd like to see implemented first before some of the other projects, extending water lines out someplace else. You know, got to take care of the people that are paying taxes and have been for 40 or 50 years here.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Well, I guess what we need to do is just tell people to go out and vote for whoever you feel it will do the best job.
Right.
And come Tuesday, we'll find out.
We'll know. They can early vote at the mall or at the courthouse.
Okay.
Till Friday. They don't have early voting Saturday. It's 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. So we'll have it till Friday, and then again Monday, and then Tuesday is at the First United Methodist Church.
I have to say, opening up that extra voting site at the mall was
awesome, especially
so
for the older people that, you know, had to fight the courthouse steps, which aren't the best
exactly.
of steps.
It's been great.
Or wait for the lift, and you know, it's a whole lot easier to get in and out at the mall. So.
Right.
Well, this has been exciting. I mean, this whole year has been a real roller coaster for a lot of people, and a lot of things that you thought were going to happen did not happen, and a lot of things you expected to happen didn't. So
right.
A lot of change. So.
A lot of change.
Yep.
And
remember, change is not always bad. It's good.
It's not. It's not.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Anything else you want to add before we go?
It's been great. I just like to remind everybody to get out and vote. The political process is a great thing.
Sure
and the
is.
more people involved, everybody ends off better.
And it's great that we have that right to vote and
get your
and
voice
speak our
heard
mind.
in that
You
way.
betcha.
You bet. So.
Jeff, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And good luck with the last remaining days.
Appreciate you having me. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Up next, we have Dottie Hoppis. She's going to be representing or talking about the Arkansas Children's Hospital Holiday Card Art Contest. And she'll be up in just a couple of seconds. About a minute or so. See you in a minute.